Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to the shop. I wanted to do a quick little video today about some budget-friendly upgrades for your Everlast or any TIG welder really, but I've got an Everlast and these are a few of the upgrades I've done that really make it from a good machine to like a great machine. They make it just way more user-friendly and they make it work better and operate better and just overall makes it a way better machine, in my opinion. So first upgrade I've done is the ground clamp. Ground clamp they come with, not very good. So I've switched to, I believe this is a 200 amp. It's just a generic, nothing special, but it has a way stronger spring, way better pads in it. It's got the nice woven copper between the two upper and lower jaws. Way better ground clamp than what they come with. The other upgrade I did at the same time is I've added these DINS connectors onto my ground clamp. So it's got maybe a, I don't know, call it a 3-foot lead on it with a DINS connector. And then I've added the DINS connector onto the lead of the machine as well. And then that way there, I've got a few different grounds made up depending on what I'm welding. So here's a fuel tank we did today. And when I do these fuel tanks, I've got a pipe plug threaded so that I can put my ground right on there. Because there's really nowhere good to ground on these. And so by putting this on here, you tighten down, it's a 3/8 bolt, tighten it down, the ground doesn't move, it doesn't fall off, it stays solid. So by putting that DINS connector on there, it gives you the option to switch. I've got another ground, I'm not sure where it's at, but it's basically one of those woven pieces of copper. So if I'm welding a piece of shaft and I want to be able to turn the shaft while the ground is connected to it, you just kind of lay that woven copper over top. So that's another one that I use a lot, and it's way better, way easier. You're not fighting with a ground that falls off all the time, stuff like that. Another good use for the ground that I have on the fuel tank with just the 3/8 eyelet is for the welding bench. I've got threaded holes, all over the bench. And you thread it into one of these holes, tighten the bolt down. You don't have to worry about it coming off. You don't have to worry about knocking it off. You don't have to worry about it being a bad ground. It is solid as a rock. Next upgrade I wanted to talk about was the TIG torch. So I used the factory torch with I think it was a 12-foot lead that it came with, basically until it failed, which wasn't very long. The rubber that they use for the water-cooled lines is really small, and it dry rotted. Probably within 2 years of having the machine, torch started to leak water everywhere. So when I started looking for water-cooled torches, there really wasn't a whole lot available that would work directly on the machine. Pretty much nothing other than the one that Everlast sells. So I started looking at some of the big brands like CK and stuff like that, and they all make one, but the fittings are not correct, and they're pretty expensive. They're actually really expensive. $400 or $500 US for something with a 25-foot lead, water cooled, and the WP20 style torch, which is smaller than what the machine would have came with originally. And so when I found one on Amazon by Yes Welder, I'm sure it's from China. Don't give me a hard time about it. It's super cheap. It's $100 Canadian. This one on the machine now for 6 months. It's half the size of what come on the machine. It's the WP20 style. Let me get my phone to focus there. There we go. So it uses the smaller consumables. It's a much smaller torch head, way lighter, way more comfortable in your hand. It is 10 times better. And like I mentioned, I've got it with a 25-foot lead because it just makes it nicer. When you're moving stuff around the shop, you don't have to, you don't have to move the welder around. 12 feet in my opinion, not long enough. Doesn't give you enough slack. You're constantly trying to move the machine around to get your torch to somewhere where it's better to work with. 25-foot lead, 12 foot's too short. That's probably one of the things I like the most about the upgraded water-cooled torch that I put on there. This has 25 feet long instead of 12 feet. Now, these, same as the CK Worldwide or any of the other ones I bought or looked at, they don't go directly on the machine. Nothing that I could find was a direct bolt on to the Everlast welder. So you can buy adapters. A bunch of different companies make adapters. The adapters are expensive. If you're handy, even remotely handy, I just took apart my original torch, took this torch apart, reused some of the connectors from the original torch, reused some of the connectors from the new torch, and here's what I did. So this fitting here comes on the new water-cooled torch, and then this fitting here is from the original torch. So what I did is I cut it off here, and then I drilled this piece out. This would have had a threaded portion on it. I cut the threaded portion off, I drilled it out, and then I actually soldered it right here. I soldered it to this piece here, completing the connection. And then on this side here, this is just a hose barb. So it was just a matter of cutting the old hose free, sliding the new hose on, and then putting a new clamp on. This has worked perfect. It hasn't leaked, hasn't caused me any issues at all. The adapters are like 70 bucks. This took me 20 minutes. And then same thing on the water cooler. I just cut the quick connects out of the old torch hoses, cut the fittings off of the new torch hoses, put them all back together with the old hose barbs, connected them all, ready to go. No adapters, no anything. Everything that I needed to make this work was on the original torch. So don't be afraid to just take it apart, make it work. This has got a plastic cover that goes over everything afterwards. I just took it off so I could show you guys. So highly recommend it. I've got probably 6 to 8 fuel tanks on this already. And that's, so 16 hours of 180, 200 amp AC TIG weld. Have not had a single issue with it yet. Pull one of the tanks we just finished. So one of these tanks, this has got 24 feet of weld to go all the way around both of these straps on this tank. So it's a lot. And when I start welding these, after everything's all tacked up and they're ready to go, I don't stop until they're done. So it's like 2.5 hours straight. And the torch never gets hot. Haven't had any issues with it at all. So great torch. For 100 bucks Canadian, I would replace it every year if I had to. And I think I would still be happy versus buying a $500 or $600 CK Worldwide one that potentially is going to fail at the same rate. I mean, arguably they're going to be better quality, but are they going to be 5 times better? Are you going to get 5 times more life out of them? I don't know. Probably not. Next upgrade I wanted to talk about, and I did this at the same time that I bought that torch because all of my consumables were for the WP17. So I had to get some WP20 consumables. So there's a couple different kits that I found on Amazon, and I was pretty surprised at how good the quality was. So I bought this kit here. Okay, they're like super large gas lenses, great for, you know, long stick out and tight areas where you need stick out but still need gas coverage. So these are a great alternative to some of the big brand names. This entire set of 4 is only, and it comes with the gas lens. This piece here comes with the gas lens for, I think it comes with a 3/32 gas lens, but I had some other sizes anyway. But this whole set of 4 with the gas lenses is only like $27 on Amazon. So super cheap. Really, I've been happy with them. I've only really used this one, but I've used it a fair bit and I've had no issues with it at all. So, I mean, I was very happy with the quality for what I paid and for what they do. You can't even buy 1 cup from any of the brand names for what you get this set of 4. And then the other one, again, another Amazon find, was basically this full kit. More or less. It was like I want to say it was a 58-piece set. 68-piece, sorry, I've actually got it written down here. So 68-piece set. So it comes with long and short standard nozzles. And then it also comes with stubby gas lenses. So it comes with a bunch of your different stubby gas lens nozzles. And then it also includes a full set of Pyrex lenses. So there's these Pyrex ones, the little O-rings for them to seal. Comes with a bunch of different back caps, short, super short, and then your full length ones. Some more Pyrex cups. These didn't come in that set. These were some other ones that I had bought to go with it, just because I had already broken one, that one. And then it comes with your standard collets and collet bodies, and then your gas lens collet bodies. I mean, really a pretty complete kit, and I've not had any real issues with them other than if you over tighten them. I don't know if you guys can see this collet's kind of smushed, and it's kind of screwed it up right here. Not a huge deal, just don't over tighten them, because I've had this happen with Miller consumables. I've had it happen with the consumables from ArcZone. Really, it's more or less that this was just overheated and over tightened. So, highly recommend these. Haven't had a problem with them yet, and I've been using them for at least 6 months now. Haven't had anything burn up, haven't had anything melt, haven't had any like fitment issues or quality issues. Like this is one of their stubby here on the torch right now. I just finished using this to do that tank this afternoon, so. And then that brings me to the last thing, and I wouldn't necessarily call this an upgrade or not, but if you are doing a lot of aluminum, or really any TIG welding at all, and you haven't tried the Blue Demon consumables, or the Blue Demon pink multi-mix tungsten yet, you really should switch to them, because I was using like green and red tungsten for steel and aluminum for the most part. I've tried some other like hybrid. I've tried the purple ones before. They really don't hold up to high amp AC TIG very well. They fall apart. They end up dropping tungsten into your weld puddle over time, especially at the higher amp settings. And so I found a couple videos recommending them, and I was blown away. I've been using these now for everything: AC, DC, aluminum, stainless, mild steel. Anything I weld with my TIG now, I use the pink multi-mix from Blue Demon. So like, if you look at this one here, I just popped that out of the machine while I was talking to you guys in my phone, hopefully to focus on that a little bit better. Maybe. Oh, there we go. So I did that entire fuel tank with this tungsten. So 24 feet of welding, plus all the tack welding when setting the straps up. I never touched it, never resharpened it. It's got a little bit of a ball on the end of it. Phone doesn't want to focus again. There we go. So to me, I could still keep welding with this. I was welding with it basically until I was done the tank. And you can see, same thing, see that collet? Got a little bit of heat in it. Not very much, considering I'm welding at 185 amps AC for 2.5 hours straight. To compare that, here's a piece of green, similarly that I would have done a tank with this. Oh, there we go. Got to put my finger behind it. Problem solved. Okay, so you guys look at this. You can see it's got all this kind of this light gray. That's all aluminum that's basically stuck itself to the tungsten while you were welding. The ball on the end of it is way bigger. And I can almost guarantee you that I dressed this tungsten multiple times the last time I did a tank with it. Okay, let me put those side by side. These are both 1/8 tungstens. Okay, look at the difference in the size of the ball. My machine settings are almost always identical, so these would have been welded with the same settings, same everything. Green, Blue Demon, pink multi-mix. I will not go with anything else. And the best thing about it is that this pink multi-mix is affordable. The The 1/8 is like 40 bucks for a 10 pack, and the 3/32 like 28 bucks for a 10 pack. Any of the other precision ones that I've seen and been recommended for aluminum are all like, I know the white, can't remember, zirconiated, I think it's called. It's supposed to be super good for aluminum, from what I've been told. Never tried it because it's like 78 bucks, 80 bucks a pack. And so I've never bothered to buy it because I'm not paying $70, $80 for a pack of 10 tungsten when if I've got something that for less than half the price. And I have had zero issues with it. Like I said, super, super happy. Highly recommend it. And that is the pink mix right there. That stuff. Awesome, awesome stuff. And that kind of brings the video to an end. Those are 3 major upgrades, and the consumables, the pink multi-mix, all those things make any Everlast weld machine is this one here, the 250EX. But any one of their machines, in my opinion, will benefit from the upgraded torch, the upgraded grounds, and upgraded consumables. The large torch that it comes with, whether you use it till it fails or it's already failed or you just replace it right from the get-go, you will not be disappointed by going with this style torch. Smaller, more comfortable, fits in your hand better. The consumables available for it, in my opinion, way better, way more selection. And again, everything is smaller, so it all makes it easier to work with. When you're welding something like this, where there's 24 feet and the torch body is big and it's heavy and it's cumbersome, it becomes a pain. Whereas with that one there, it fits in your hand like a pencil. It's awesome. Recommend it enough. And I mean, you can go with a high-end one, but in my opinion, like I said, for $100, I have not had a single problem with it. Welding at higher amperage aluminum, basically at the max for that. I believe they rate the torch at 200 amps AC, and I weld these tanks at like 180, 185 more often than not. I don't need that much heat for these. They're only like 1/8 aluminum, but I weld fast because it's a lot of ground to cover. 24 feet is a lot of weld, and so the faster I move, the faster I get these done. And so yeah, if you do anything like that, any type of welding, anytime you're really welding for a long period, or even doing precision stuff, because it's super hard to do precision stuff when your torch is big and bulky and awkward to hold. And so by going with a torch like that, you're making everything easier on yourself. Honestly, you're going to be so much happier having that torch versus what comes with the machine, or even what you can upgrade it to on their website. From what I saw, you can get a 25 footer from Everlast, but it's the same WP17 torch that would have come with the machine, just a longer lead. If you guys are interested in any of this stuff, I'll go ahead and put the Amazon links for everything I talked about in here, except for the ground and the DINS connector, because I didn't get those from Amazon. I just got them from my local welding supply store. But the 2 consumables kits, the Blue Demon Tungsten and the Yes Welder 25-foot water-cooled torch, I will link all of those in the description of the video so you guys can go check them out if you guys want to get them for your own machine. If you like the video, this is kind of new to me, all of this YouTube stuff, so bear with me a little bit while I kind of learn the ropes and get a little bit better with it. I'm going to try to do some of these maybe about once a week, not necessarily always review stuff, but just, you know, if I show you what we got here in the shop. I mean, the shop is full. There's projects, customer projects, personal projects, machinery in here, I mean, machinery outside, you name it. We've got stuff on the go. I'm going to try to do one of these once a week, maybe more if I can, but at bare minimum once a week on some kind of project I'm working on. And I hope you guys like the content. I'll try my best. Think there's something I could do better? Put it down in the comments. Like I said, completely new to me. So thanks for tuning in. If you guys liked the video, hit that thumbs up. subscribe and come back for some more. Thanks.